Hey Cardinal fans, and welcome to the Uiw Coaches Show. I'm your host, Karla Bello. The Uiw football team suffered a tough loss on the road Saturday at Lamar by the score of 27-21. Tied at 21, the Cardinals put themselves in a position to win the game with the field goal. However, Lamar blocked the attempt and returned it for a touchdown as time expired. The result gives Uiw a 3-1 record in Southland Conference play and a 3-3 record overall. In volleyball, the women dropped 2 matches last week as they fell to 2 top Southland teams, Stephen F. Austin and Central Arkansas, both in 3 sets. The Uiw men's soccer team battled tough over the weekend at UNLV, but eventually fell to the Rebels by the score of 3-2. The Cardinals had a 2-1 lead heading into halftime with 2 first-half goals from Antonio Savi, but could not hold the lead. Savi continues his strong offense as he now has scored 4 goals within the last 2 matches. In women's soccer, the Cardinals lost 2 close contests at home to Lamar and McNeese, both by the score of 1-0. On Friday, Uiw played smart defense for 89 minutes, but were heartbroken by Lamar's score with 43 seconds left in regulation. The story was very similar versus McNeese on Sunday as the Cardinals controlled the ball for most of the game, but the Cowgirls scored in the 67th minute to seal the win. Following a first-place finish at the Uiw Invitational last week, senior Garrett Cortez was named the Southland Conference Men Cross Country Player of the Week. Cardinal fans, stay tuned as we will have all of our Uiw fall head coaches on the show coming up next. Cardinal fans, joining us today, we have our head football coach, Eric Morris, with us. Hi, Coach. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. It's cold outside. Good football weather, so life is good.
It's very cold outside. Coach, you're coming off a tough road this week. What was the message to the team in the locker room, and what was your evaluation of the game?
Yeah, it was definitely a tough one, but anytime you go on the road and you turn the ball over 5 times, it's going to be tough to win. So proud of our resiliency, proud of the way the guys fought throughout the entire game, had a chance to win it there at the end. A couple missed assignments on the field goal, got it blocked, and so not the outcome we wanted, but we got to learn from it. Just like just like anything in life, you got to learn from your mistakes and be mentally tough and move on to the next week. We got to have a short memory, move on, and because we're facing a really good McNeese team this week.
Yes. Your defense has been solid for the past month. After another good performance against Lamar, have they revealed anything to you since starting conference play?
They get a week better every week. So I think they're playing smarter right now. They're executing at a high level, and we got a bunch of seniors over there that are leading those guys. So proud of the way they're stepping up to the challenge. They kept us in that football game last week and held a good Lamar team to 21 points, on the defensive side of the ball, and I don't think anybody in conference has done that. So proud of the way we're moving. I know Coach Deason's not satisfied with where we're at, but we're definitely moving in the right direction.
Coach, you guys had 515 yards passing, but only 70 yards on the ground. What was the difference in this game, and what will be the emphasis to your team in order to reestablish the running game?
Yeah, I thought that they did a good job. They had a good scheme coming in, and they had a week off to prepare for us, a bye week, and you could tell they really worked on their run fits. But the biggest disappointment in my eyes was, I thought that they were a little bit tougher than us up front. I think they played harder than us, and we turned some things down. We were a little soft at times, so. Physicality is something we'll emphasize in practice. We got to get back to that tough mentality. We're going to run the football no matter what they're doing to us, and it's going to help open the pass game up. But Yeah, I mean, all those yards and not many points, which isn't very good. So we got to find a way to get the ball in the end zone.
Coach, throughout your career, what have you preached to your players to keep up after a tough loss?
Yeah, just having a short memory, and two, I mean, that loss doesn't define us or the season. All of our goals are still out there, and we can achieve everything we set before the season. So, we can't let this linger on is the biggest thing. We can't let this one bad game, trickle down into a couple more games. We got to reset right now, make sure we focus in this week, have a great week of practice, and come out and execute, because all these games left on our schedule are winnable if we execute at a high level and play together as a team. And so yeah, we're just trying to teach them to have a short memory, that adversity comes in life. Not only football and how you respond is going to reveal a lot about your character.
That is true. You have played a few conference games so far. What's your analysis of the Southland Conference as a whole? And are you pleased with the fact that you're tied for second place in the league after 4 games?
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was a great conference coming in. A lot of great coaches, great football teams, a lot of great players. I mean, there's a bunch of guys I look up every week in the NFL. There's a ton of Southland guys playing in the National Football League. So obviously there's a bunch of playmakers. I wouldn't say satisfied yet. I'm pleased with the direction the program's moving right now. But I don't think you ever get satisfied as a coach, and when you get complacent, I think that's when you kind of peter off a little bit and things get stale. So always trying to move forward. Really haven't had a lot of time to reflect on what's going on or the course of a whole season, but just really committed to coming to work each and every day and showing my commitment to these kids and keeping them moving in the right direction.
How do you plan on refocusing the team this week as you face the top team in the conference, the McNeese Cowboys?
Yeah, nothing crazy. I mean, it's not our Super Bowl by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, we got to get back to the basics, our fundamentals. We got to play more physical, and we can't turn the ball over. I mean, those are some of the simple things we talk about each and every week. In any game we play, those are key components, whether we're going to win or lose. And so, unfortunately, we lost the turnover battle last week, which we've been winning, and that was a huge part in our loss there. So, yeah, fix some of our mistakes, continue moving forward, and to just preaching to the guys in football, you always want to be the hammer, not the nail. I mean, make sure that we're setting the tone, we're setting the tempo.
Coach, what has your coordinator, Justin Deason, brought to the team, and how competitive is practice?
Always competitive. I mean, obviously, him and I think a lot in a lot of ways, and we always want to win. That's why we're in this profession, and so we get after each other, and it's all in fun. We know on Saturdays we're on the same team moving in the right direction together. But yeah, I mean, I think he's instilled belief in those kids. He has them playing extremely hard, has them playing together. I think his assistants are doing a great job teaching techniques, and it's starting to show up in games. It's been fun to watch these defensive linemen rush the passer and get after quarterbacks, and it's been fun to watch us in the open field get better each week at open field tackling.
Yes. Football is a very emotional sport. As a coach, how are you able to keep up with your emotions in check? And what advice do you give your players in order to do the same?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this is a game. We all love it, and so, it's fun when you get home from a defeat like that, and your 3-year-old son runs up and tells you that he loves you and gives you a hug, and he has no clue that you won or lost. So it puts things in perspective. Obviously, we've got to be great leaders for these student athletes and teach them how to lose and teach them how to rebound too. I mean, there's going to be bad things that happen in their lives when they get a career, when they get a family, and as a man, the way you respond is huge. And so we take all these life valuable lessons and try to teach them through football, and hopefully one day it'll make them better human beings, better men, better husbands, better fathers.
We are more than halfway through the 2018 season. What's your outlook on the rest of the year, and do you have any specific goals targeted as a team?
Yeah, just win one game a week is our only goal right now. We're so focused on the moment right now, And so yeah, we'll continue to come to practice. I mean, these are such valuable times for these kids. You don't get them back. They're very limited opportunities, and so they have to not take these games for granted. I mean, they only get to play together 6 more times as this whole team together. So don't go out and waste one moment together, because these are times they'll cherish forever.
Yes. Thank you so much, Coach, for being here with us today. And Cardinal fans, don't go anywhere. Right after this break, we're going to have our head volleyball coach, Samantha Dabbs, here at the studio with us.
Each summer, student-athlete leaders from the Southland Conference's 13 schools get together for a retreat. Before we start another season of competition, there's time to have some fun and bond. We also share experiences of serving our campuses and communities. Together, Southland student-athletes completed more than 30,000 community service hours over the past year. We pull for each other and push to make each other better. Just part of what makes us Southland strong.
Cardinal fans, we have our volleyball head coach, Samantha Dabbs, here with us. Hi, Coach. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Really good. Coach, talk about the game against Stephen F. Austin on Thursday. They are one of the top teams in the conference. What was your message to the team before the match?
So before the match, I just told the team what a great opportunity we have to have the #1 team that's undefeated still within our conference on our home court. We are, again, a very young team, mainly freshmen and sophomores, with one senior out there on the court. So the young ones are kind of still in that shock mode a little bit of kind of what's coming at them, and the speed of the game is really fast. And SFA is a great team, very disciplined. They wait for you to make the errors, which young teams usually make more of the errors. So before that match, I just said, what a great opportunity you have to kind of rise to the occasion of hosting the #1 team in our conference on our home court.
The team is very young, like you mentioned before. What was your approach, knowing that some of your players are still learning and developing?
The approach is just kind of teaching those, young ones the all-around game. It's hard when the young ones outnumber the upperclassmen, but my upperclassmen have really rose to the occasion of knowing that they have to embrace the young team camaraderie that we have, and that these young ones are the future of the program. So the young ones have really stepped up. It's been a really hard, fast adjustment for them, but my upperclassmen have done a great job with them, with mentoring them and guiding them. And then sometimes my underclassmen are the ones that are really stepping up and mentoring the upperclassmen as well. So it's a great balance, because they understand what their job is individually, but they also know that they have to kind of hold each other accountable. And that's the biggest thing we've been working on this whole season. And on and off the court, you have to take care of stuff in the classroom and take care of stuff on the court. So it's a full-time job, and they've done a great job holding each other to that standard.
What's the biggest challenge for the team this season?
I think the biggest challenge is just understanding that the next day is a new day, that tomorrow is a new day, and that we've had so many heartbreaking matches where people are telling us, oh, you're right there, it's coming together. And, they're getting tired of hearing that, but they also understand that, it takes time, and you've got to stay the course. And for them, I think it's been really hard for them, every single day after every match that we play that we lose, that we missed, it's like a missed opportunity to get that win. They take that very personally, which I appreciate, because that means that they want it and they're excited. You learn more from a loss than you do a win, and that's been the hardest, I think, thing that they've had to adjust to this year, just because no one likes losing, right? And we obviously have more losses this year, but it's getting better, and we're right there, and we have become a scary team, and we are young, so we have to stop using that as our excuse and make sure that we rise to the occasion with whoever we're playing, because we don't care who's on the other side. We just need to stick to our game plan. But it's been hard for them to have to understand and recognize that when you lose, you have a lot more. It's exciting because you have a lot more to learn.
With such a young team, where is the program heading to?
With the young team, the future is bright. Obviously my staff has done a great job with recruiting and getting in young kids that are coming in. We have 2 great kids committed for the class of 2019. One's from Alabama and one's from Texas. And then for the 2020 class and the 2021 class, the future is really bright. My goal every year is to keep out recruiting the current kids that I have, to keep pushing them, to make them better. And the future looks really good for us, just with the way we can sell UIW, we can sell our staff, sell our program, and my players are great kids. I love all my players, and they've done a great job kind of embracing the change, and also having to know that they understand that I have like a blueprint of what I need to do to be successful here, and they're all about helping me get there, and they want to help and encourage these and get these younger kids committed that are still in high school and stuff when they're on their visits and everything, and it's looking really bright for us.
Yes, Coach, and thank you so much for being here
absolutely.
with us today.
Thanks for having me.
And we hope to see you back again next week.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Want to impress your friends at the next UIW tailgating party? Here at NCR, we have plenty of makes and models for every personality, even yours, Red. Do you see anything here that catches your eye? This isn't the type of tailgating I had in mind, Red.
Cardinal fans, we have our men's soccer head coach, Chris Fidler, here with us. Hi, Coach. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Really good. Coach, you guys jump out to a 2-0 lead versus UNLV, thanks to Antonio Savi. What do you think contributed to the fast start?
You know, I set them targets before the game again. Just the will to win and to keep the momentum going from previous weekend's win. And you know, to go 2-0 up was a good start, but obviously we didn't keep the win in the end. But you know, the first 25 minutes, that was probably the best we've played all season.
Talk about number 25, Anthony Savi. He has 4 goals in these past 2 games. What does he bring to the team, and are you surprised about his recent success?
Well, obviously he's bringing goals to the team right now, but I'm not surprised. He scored a lot of goals last year in his previous school. I knew it'd take him a while to settle at this level because it's a step up from where he came, but you know, we had to put a lot of pressure on him to get him to the level he's at right now, but he's responded to that fantastically, and hopefully he can keep that going for the next 5 games to the end of the season.
Talk about corner kicks. What is the key to have a successful corner kick?
Practice.
Practice?
Practice and the will to win the ball. You've got to want the ball more than the opposition, defensively and on the offense. That's the key.
What approach do you have for this upcoming week?
We have to win. If we don't win these next 2 games, then the goals we set are going to be very, very difficult to achieve. So it's just trying to keep the environment positive, keep the guys motivated, and just play a bit more attacking and try and win these games, because that's what we have to do.
Talk about your team's progress from the start of the season to now.
You know, we've finally found our style of play. We have a defined strategy, tactics, and a system. We adjusted it as the season went on, as we're getting to know each other, because we had a lot of new guys. But I think in the last three games, the guys have settled into it. They've been fantastic. But we need to do it for 90 minutes and not just 30 minutes. But it's starting to take shape. Guys are getting comfortable. We're scoring goals, which is always nice, and it's going to help you win games. We just need to cut out the silly mistakes. That's what cost us this weekend. If we can do that, we're going to win more games than we lose going on into the future.
You told me that your team has not lost their motivation this season. What do you think would take for your team to get to the next level?
Personally, I think they need to be mentally stronger. You know, we have an older group that haven't been used to winning games. So you need, as an individual, it needs to be kind of an innate ability to have that desire and drive to constantly win games. And I don't feel as a team we have that right now. And me personally, I don't think you can coach that. I think you're born with it or you're not. And going forward, we need to find players that have that, that we can build around. But, you know, at the end of the day, the motivation's a key thing. I think as a soccer player, performance is 30% physical, 70% mental. So if you don't have that mental aspect, you're only going to reach 30% of your potential. So going forward, that's what we need to look for.
Thank you so much, Coach, and good luck on this week.
Thank you.
Cardinal fans, we have our women's soccer head coach, Emma Wright-Cates. Hello, Coach. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Karla. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good.
Good.
Coach, although your team fell to Lamar, goalkeeper Sydney Hunsinger had several key saves. What went well in this game?
Yeah, I mean, the game in the run of play could have gone either way. We could have pipped it at some points. They could have. They're always dangerous going forward. I thought our team moved the ball really well and created a lot of opportunities. We just didn't put the ball in the back of the net, and with 48 seconds left to go, they punished us. So we took them to the wire, and they're a team that went to the NCAAs last year and won the whole conference. So I think that's a credit to my team of how close we are to the top.
The Cardinals finished with 7 shots in the game on Friday night, but Lamar was able to score in the 89th minute. What do you tell the team after the game, and what do you think they learned from this game?
I think they've learned to play to the final whistle, to not take your foot off the pedal in the last 5 or 10 minutes, especially in the last minute, to really throw your body at everything, to clear your box and get into the opponent's box. I'll be shocked if that happens again.
During the second half, the team had more scoring opportunities with 8 shots on the goal, but in the 67th minute, Magnese was able to score on a lucky shot. What was the difference in the second half?
They changed their formation a little bit. My girls adjusted really well, though it wasn't anything that we couldn't handle. It was just one of our players didn't track back. It was an uncontested shot. The kid took it down and just really hit a bullet down the middle that hit the back of the net. So again, that was a game that could have gone either way. We had a lot of chances. They had a lot of chances, a lot of possession. My girls fought really hard, and it's, again, just a 1-0 clincher for them, and they walk away with the points.
What are some of the revisions you might make for this upcoming game, and what specific target have you set for this week?
You know, there was a point there where we had to get 2 wins out of 5 games. Now it's 2 wins out of 3 games to stand a chance to really make it. Possibly 1 win and some change can do it. So obviously it's clinch time, it's clutch time. We have to make sure that we stay laser focused on the task at hand. And there's nothing really that I would change, because again, you know, we're in every game. We just really need to put away our chances and fine-tune the moments that we switch off.
What is the key for a good corner kick, and how is the team able to take advantage of them?
A good corner kick is down to placement and communication. You know, a couple of teams do trick plays, so making sure that the players are in tune with the kicker and the signals that are being sent, and then making sure your runs are in the right spot and the delivery is executed.
Thank you so much, Coach, and good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Cardinal fans, we have our women's and men cross-country track and field head coach, Dr. Derek Riedel. Hello, Coach. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me back again this week.
Thank you, Coach. The men's cross-country team made history at the Southland Conference Championship last year. Garrett Cortez finished in 4th place, and Dion Harley finished in 5th place. How do you think the team will do this year?
I feel like we're going in as the favorites this year. We returned everybody that ran at that meet. We returned our top 7. We were 3rd place last year, highest finish in school history. And we didn't lose anybody and only got stronger. So, and the 2 teams that finished in front of us, Lamar and McNeese, both graduated either 3 or 4 out of their top 7. So I feel like we're the favorites going in, but we have to do it that day to make it come to fruition.
Garrett Cortez was named the Player of the Week. Who are some of the athletes that you think deserve some recognition?
We have a lot of, people on the team that deserve some recognition. Unfortunately, we don't get a lot, but I feel like Dion Hardy has done some great things. Baptiste Yard has done some great things. and should be recognized as well. So hopefully this is just the precipice for us having a few more here in the next few weeks.
And also in the women's cross country, who also deserves some recognition?
Aaliyah Henderson and Itzel Alcantara Herrera have done a great job. They're both freshmen. Aaliyah was our number 2 runner the first meet, and she's was our number 1 runner at the UIW invite. She was 4th overall, I believe. They've both been fantastic as freshmen, been getting better week by week. I feel like both Aaliyah and Itzel have a great opportunity to be the freshman of the year, which that's voted on at the conference meet, and it's actually not voted on. It's the top finishing freshman at the conference meet gets freshman of the year. And typically you have to be top 12 to 15 to be in that range, and I feel like both of them have a great opportunity for that. They've been doing fantastic, and Danielle Martinez has done a good job of leading the women as well, and she'll be up there at conference as well.
Last year, the women's cross-country team finished 6th at the Southland Conference Championship and averaged about 22 minutes in the 6K. What's the plan for this year's competition?
Well, the plan's to finish higher. The year before we were in 4th. We were only 8 points out of 2nd place 2 years ago. Took a little bit of a step back last year with pretty much the same team, but we were 6th, but at the same time we weren't that many points out of 3rd place, which was our goal, was to beat our finish from the previous year. So the goal for the women's to finish in the top 3 this year. We feel like we've got a great chance to do that and an opportunity to set a school record. So we're gonna, go on our advantage. What our strength is our pack running. We've been able to keep our girls really close together in races, and that lends itself to finishing higher at the conference meet.
Thank you so much, Coach, for being here with us today, and we hope to see you back again next week.
All right, see you next week. Thank you for having me.
Back in the days we wanted everything. Mama said, burn your biographies, rewrite your history, light up your wildest dreams, museum victories. Every day we wanted everything.
Moose.
Ribbit.
Eats carrots.
Fat. Pink.
Pig.
Yep.
Cat. Chicken. Horse. Pony.
Yes.
All right.
Fish. Shark.
Yep, shark. There you go.
Monkey. Chimpanzee.
Bigger.
Gorilla.
Yes.
Okay, what's this part of your body?
Your hip.
Yep.
Hip. Hippo.
Yes.
Don't miss your favorite teams this week, as the UIW football team has a showdown with the McNeese Cowboys at the Benson Stadium this Saturday at 6 p.m. Thanks to a generous sponsorship by the Broadway Bank, every employee, student, and resident in the Alamo Heights, Alamos Park, and Terrell Hills receives free admission. The UIW women's volleyball team goes on the road to face McNeese on Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. for its lone match of the week. The men's soccer has 2 home matches as California Baptist come to town for a 7 p.m. game on Friday, and Cal State Bakersfield faces UIW on Sunday at 1 p.m. Both games are at Benson Stadium. Women's soccer travels to Stephen F. Austin for a match on Friday at 7 p.m. and will play at Sam Houston State on Sunday at 1 p.m. And finally, our cross country continues to prepare for the Southland Conference Championship, which takes place on Friday, October the 26th in Lake Charles, Louisiana. For more news and updates on all our UIW sports, make sure to follow us at UIW Athletics on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. For UIW Athletics, I'm Karla Bello. Have a beautiful day.